Good morning. Good morning. Listen, today is a great day as we officially welcome the number one overall pick in the 2026 WNBA draft, Azzi Fudd, to the Wings family and the city of Dallas. Come on. Azzi's arrival is one more milestone moment for the Wings organization during a time of hypergrowth, big wins, and signature successes. Over the past year alone, we have welcomed the largest crowd to a women's sporting event in the state of Texas's history, broken ground on our new 70,000 square foot practice facility, averaged over 1.2 million viewers for each of our nationally televised broadcasts, grown our local broadcast audience by over 400%, and sold Wings merchandise in all 50 states and 25 countries worldwide. We have also significantly grown our corporate partnerships business. Most recently, we've had the good fortune of adding highly respected, well-known national brands to our corporate partnership roster. This evolution has been highlighted by our recent deals with CVS and now Geico, which was just finalized on Monday. I would like to acknowledge a few members of the Geico leadership team in attendance today, including Jason Androkonis, Geico's Richardson campus leader and head of commercial operations, Kayla Hayner, Geico's director of site experience and associate engagement, Ross Feinstein, Geico's senior director of corporate communications, and their boss, the Geico Gecko. While Geico has grown to be one of the nation's leading insurance providers, the company was actually founded right up the road in Fort Worth, Texas in 1936. Much like the Wings, Geico has been rapidly growing in North Texas, adding 2,500 jobs with community involvement and investment being at the center of the company's expansion plans. We look forward to working with Geico and supporting Azzi's transition to Dallas and collaborating to making a lasting impact in the North Texas community together. Thank you, Jason, Kayla, and Ross, and the Gecko for being here today. A tip of the hat as well to the Hyatt Regency for hosting us, and most importantly, a big thank you to our Wing staff who worked so hard to pull this important event together in record time. To Azzi and the Fudd family, we are thrilled to have you in Dallas. It is indeed a great day to be a Dallas Wing, and Azzi, you are now one of us. Welcome home, and go Wings.
Thank you, Greg. Before we get to the Q&A portion, I'm going to turn it over to Kurt, and he's going to make some opening statements.
Welcome. A great turnout today, so appreciate everybody being out on this really exciting day. I also have a couple thank yous that I want to share. First, to our ownership group and Bill Cameron for the unbelievable support in this unprecedented time in recent CBA. It's been a crazy whirlwind for all of us. A big thank you to Greg Bibb, as you just heard, our CEO and managing partner. It's been an incredible first year for me with Greg and the rise in commitment behind the scenes to allow everything that's coming together and everything that you guys are seeing. Since the moment we secured the number one pick, we set out on a plan to be deliberate, thorough, with intention on evaluating where we got to ultimately in picking Azzi Fudd. We traveled all over the world watching this incredible draft class, but it all came back always to Azzi. Words that we heard over and over again in the investigation of her was a winner, a competitor, a hard worker. Obviously, the skill set speaks for itself. An incredible shooter, probably one of the quickest releases in the game today. A defender with a lot of competitiveness and toughness, and ultimately all the intangibles that goes along with Azzi. In the locker room, being unselfish, being an incredible teammate, being a high basketball IQ player, all pointed us through a very deliberate and thorough process back to Azzi Fudd, and we're so excited that you're joining our family. I'm going to turn it over to Jose to talk a little bit more about our decision to this point. But again, Azzi and the Fudd family, welcome to now Wings and our new family together.
Thank you, Kurt. And first, I want to thank our players for being here. We had other players that had prior commitments that couldn't be here today. I want to thank our coaching staff. They're going to run out of here as soon as this is over to get to player development workouts. But it's an exciting time last week with the expansion draft, the work that this front office and Greg did with free agency, culminating on Monday night to get who we wanted. So round of applause for Azzi. I think it wasn't a secret. After I got hired, my first trip was to stores, and it worked out. So I'm glad you're here, and I'm looking forward to coaching you. We're going to have a great time together. Thank you.
We're going to start with questions in the room. Just raise your hand and we'll get a mic over to you. We have 2 mics, so we'll start there. We'll start with Hawk in the back. On the Zoom, we'll try to get to you guys too. Just use the raise hand function and we will try to get to you. We'll start with Hawk.
Hey, I just wanted to ask you about just the opportunity you're going to have to be with an organization that's got so much going for it right now, young core, with people coming back, but also you just got finished playing a long season, you know, getting to the national championship game. Paige went through that last year. What do you know about trying to get ready to kind of just turn it around? Not much of a break, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a super quick turnaround, but this is the best my body has felt. I'm super excited to be here, to finally be here, to meet some of my teammates, to meet the staff. So like you said, it's a quick turnaround. I think just being super intentional since the beginning of this past season started with my diet, with just my regimen, with my sleep schedule, with everything going on. I'm trying to control what I can control because I knew that this next year was going to be chaos. So I think just continuing being disciplined and how I take care of myself, take care of my body. But I feel as prepared as I can be going into this. I'm excited.
Go to Mac. Got a mic right behind you, Mac.
Mac Engel, Fort Worth Star Telegram. You know, when you came into your senior season, there was the thought that this was a possibility because of draft pick. When did you realistically think, you know, November, December, whenever that this was going to happen, that you could be a teammate with Paige again on the professional level?
My honest answer, Monday night. I mean, my mindset this whole past college season was just stay in the present, focus on my team, focus on winning, focus on getting better every single day. I knew that if I took care of what I needed to in my college season, what was going to happen at the draft was going to happen. I was going to land where I was meant to be, whether that was here with the Wings or in a different organization. So I really trusted that if I took care of what I needed to every single day in college, that I would land where I was supposed to be. And wherever that looked like, whoever that was with, I was going to be grateful. And I couldn't be happier with how that worked out and where I am now.
Raise your hand.
How you doing? Ron Murray, K104. Azzi, welcome to Dallas.
Thank you.
Big congratulations for what you have going on. So what are just some expectations and goals that you have for yourself in your rookie year, and who are some players that you're looking forward to facing?
Yeah, first of all, thank you. I think what I'm most looking forward to is being here, getting on the court. I just got to meet some of my amazing teammates, but I can't wait to get on the floor with them, learn from them, learn how to play with them, learn from the coaches, and really just see how I can contribute and make this a winning organization.
Grant, go ahead.
So, as you prepare for your first WNBA season, I'm just curious, what are some of the focuses you have in your player development when you're on the court?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I have lots of room to grow in every area. So I'm excited to, like I said, learn from the coaches, learn style of play, learn how to play with my new teammates, and just see what that looks like. I know he mentioned defense. I'm excited to play against everyone. I mean, these are women that I've looked up to and watched play since I was younger. So everybody, I'm excited to play with my teammates, but excited to play against everybody.
Maya, go ahead. Go to the mic.
Hi, Azzi. Welcome to Dallas. UConn's had a lot of number one picks. I was just wondering what it is about that program that makes players so pro-ready.
Just the standard of excellence that the coaches have and the staff has every single day, whether it's in the weight room, in the training room, on the court, just the level of expectation they hold you to. You don't skip reps. You do everything with purpose, with complete discipline. And I think that just prepares you for the next level. It makes it easier to transition because you know how to play the game. You know how to play with other great players.
Hi, AZ. Congratulations and welcome to Dallas. So my question, I know we're talking a lot about you being on the court, which is super exciting, but there are so many young girls that are in the sport that look up to you. So what do you plan to do in Dallas that can help inspire the next generation of athletes coming up?
Well, I'm super excited to just be a part of this culture in Dallas. Whatever that looks like, I can't wait to just embrace everything about this city. And in the past, I've had camps, so hopefully I'll be able to do some sort of community outreach and just be able to like have personal interactions with kids, with young girls. That's something that I really enjoy, so I think that's something that we'll definitely have to make a priority.
Hey, AZ, welcome to Dallas. Krista Somerville with WFAA. So there's been a lot of things that went viral since you were picked. One of them being that your mom was also drafted in the WNBA. Can you talk about that bond that you guys share and any advice that she's giving to you?
Yeah, my mom is incredible, and I'm super lucky to have a mom who has been where I've been and growing up has been able to give me such incredible advice and just lead me and inspire me every day. So her advice is kind of just to take it all in, to be aggressive, to go in, be myself, stay true to who I am.
Thank you.
Great.
What do you expect to bring to this team defensively? You mentioned a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I think just my willingness to compete. I mean, I'm going to be playing against the best in the world, so I know the odds are kind of stacked against me in that sense, but I'm excited to compete. I'm excited to kind of just challenge everyone around me, and I expect to be challenged back.
Kurt and Jose are also available in case.
Yeah, seriously, ask them something.
Could be anything. Kurt, what's your favorite color? Pink
Fireballs
now.
at you.
Anybody else? Going back to Hawk.
Jose,
There we go.
it went on a
Okay.
minute ago. Jose, like you mentioned a few minutes ago, the first trip you took was to stores. And what have you learned about Azzi during that time that maybe you did not know and as you watched her throughout? And obviously talking to people that she knows and has played for and played with.
Well, me having so much familiarity with the UConn program, her basketball IQ, her work ethic, her being a leader in the locker room, the growth that she's made, the adversity that she's gone through, the resilience. So I think when you look at a roster and what we did in free agency and the dynamic guards that we have in this organization, she fits right in and she fits a need, right? She's going to be able to space the floor, and I know her willingness to be coached, because the great ones want to be coached, and her being able to also now put the ball down on the floor and the growth that she made from last year to this year defensively. I mean, she just stood out for me, and she stood out for our front office, and this is what we needed. And we're fortunate to have the number one pick so we can control that decision.
Jason, we'll go right behind you.
Daniel Stevis, CW33. Kurt, I want to ask you this question, AZ. I hate to put you on the block, but I'm going to have you answer it as well. You think about the catalysts and the big changes that the WNBA has seen this offseason, syncing that up with the momentum of having the roster that you guys have been able to put together now, just how much momentum and positivity is there in the organization, given that timing is everything? And AZ, considering you've watched the league grow throughout your entire life, to be able to join the league now of all time, how much more exciting do you think that is for you personally with the amount of momentum that the league's got?
We're really excited. Obviously, unprecedented times to go through in such a small window, the expansion draft into free agency, which is continuing. as we speak, and then the amateur draft the other night. The GMs around the league probably haven't taken a deep breath yet to really appreciate all that's happened. And I know I can speak that I haven't, but the momentum and the excitement of what has happened for our organization in these periods is really, really positive, and we're really excited about it. We will tell the story when it's appropriate at some point that we had a very, very small number of post players that we were targeting in free agency. And I looked at a couple names every night before I went to bed and thought, if we could get one of these post players, we are trending in the right direction. And when we landed the two that we targeted, you know, I can't tell you how excited we were. And then to combine that then ultimately with the draft to bring in one of the elite guards, one of the elite shooters, one of the elite winners that our game has coming out of the collegiate level, the momentum is really, really soaring. And we get, because of that momentum, my phone is ringing from others that we didn't expect to hear from. So we are really excited.
I was just going to say it is such a privilege to be joining the league at this time, and one that I don't take lightly. I'm, like I said, honored, excited, blessed to have been picked by the Wings and to be here now. But I'm so excited and so grateful to be here and be a part of this league.
Azzi, Kevin Sherrington, the Dallas Morning News. Paige announced last year on TikTok that y'all were a couple, and I'm wondering if that is still the case, and if so, if y'all have talked to any other couples in the league about how they negotiate that dynamic as pro teammates.
I understand why you have to ask that question, but we're going to respectfully decline from commenting on our players' personal lives. Go to the next question.
I had the chance to hear from some of the player reps, NECA, the president, and just to hear from them and kind of what they went through during those negotiations and their experience previously and kind of their reasoning as to why they fought so hard for some of the things they did. And that was so enlightening to me. I mean, being in college, like I said, I was so focused on where I was, where my feet were. So I had heard what was going on with the negotiations and what was happening, but to hear firsthand everything that they were talking about this weekend was incredible. And I mean, I feel like you've just seen people start to bet on women. And when you do that, I feel like people in the league aren't really doing things too much differently. Like they're being themselves, they're playing the game the right way. I think when you bet on women, you give them a chance. I think the opportunity, there's the visibility. You see how special we are. And so I think the game is, like you said, at its peak, at an incredible place, but it's not stopping. The growth is not stopping.
This one's for Kurt and then for Jose. Kurt, for you, how much pressure is there on a general manager when you have back-to-back #1 overall picks? And then Jose, wondering if in any of your conversations with Gino, he shared either a story that kind of describes or encapsulates AZ, or if there's any intel he gave you on how to coach her that you are able to share.
We're not going to share any of those publicly, but we'll have some time together to see if how much he exaggerated the story, which he does at times. But what was your other question? Okay.
Yeah, I think when you have consecutive #1s, the great thing about #1 is you control it. And so the pressure isn't as great as you would think because you truly get to control the process. And like many of the GMs around the league, you take an eyes, ears, numbers approach, and you really, with intent, evaluate with your eyes, and you watch, and you travel all over the world and watch this incredible draft class. You listen to what people say, with the coaches and opposing teams' coaches and everything. And then ultimately, a huge shout out to our analytic department that then the numbers, really help round out ultimately the story and how much the front offices these days are using analytics. So an eyes, ears, numbers approach takes that pressure off of you and ultimately points you back in the direction of the choice. And when you have number one and you get to control it, it's truly special. And the other night was no different.
I'm gonna try and go over to the Zoom. We'll start with Megan Hall. If Megan, you can unmute and ask your question.
Hey everyone, it's Meg Hall with USA Today. Sorry y'all, I think it's a little out on my end, but this question is for AZ. AZ, I know it's a little early to think about your legacy potentially in the WNBA, but what are some of the ways that which you hope to reinforce that, and when your career is all said and done, that you hope that you leave your mark on the league?
Well, I don't know. I hope my love of the game shows. I hope my competitive spirit, my work ethic, being a great teammate. But I really hope I can just continue to help grow the game like we've talked about, leave the game in a better place, and continue to aspire and, yeah, do exactly what the vets and everyone before me have done for the next generation.
Go to Nikias.
Hi, everyone. Congratulations again. A question for AZ and for Jose. For AZ, both Kurt and Jose have been very complimentary of your defense, so I wanted to ask you what you feel is the best aspect of your defense. And for Jose, you alluded to Monday night potential lineups with Paige, AZ, and Enrique on the floor together. Just how do you kind of see those three playing and gelling together defensively?
Yeah, well, I think defense is, most of the time, it's whether you want it or not. It's a game of, yeah, how hard are you willing to work? And I've been fortunate to grow up with a coach, my dad, who was very defense-oriented, so I know where to be at the right time, the spacing. So learning that, continue to learn that here, but it's just, like I said, a game of who wants it more. So my competitive spirit, I think, helps in that. But I'm going in, I've said it a bunch of times today, I'm going in ready to compete. I know it's going to be a challenge, and I expect to be a challenge every single day, but I'm looking forward to it.
Go to Rob on the Zoom.
Thank you. Rob Tianson from the Podium Finish. AZ, welcome to Dallas. As you begin your professional career here with the Wings, what's your message to longtime Wings fans and loyal Dallas fans in terms of what this year's team can accomplish on the court? And what would you tell your younger self about the hard work you've accomplished to put forth and make it to the W?
I would tell Dallas Wings fans, I'm super excited to be here. I can't wait to play. I got a chance to go to some games last year, so I can't wait to actually be on the court and not in the crowd with everyone. And I can't wait to just be a part of that environment, that atmosphere. And to my younger self, I would say, I don't know, I guess to keep working hard, keep believing in myself. Yeah, I don't know.
We'll go back to Nikias for his question for Jose.
Oh, sorry. Jose, you mentioned on Monday night just potential lineups with AZ, Enrique, and Paige on the floor together. Was curious how you kind of see those three gelling on the defensive end.
We'll find out. We have a lot of players that are going to be arriving late to camp, and we have 15 practices in 20 days before May 9th. And along with those 15 practices, we have 2 exhibition games. So my staff and I are looking forward to looking at everybody at camp and finding the right lineups that play well together. But we have a short time to prepare. But when you look at those three playing together, I know the big concern is how are those three going to play defensively. But other teams have to guard those three if they're on the floor together at the same time as well. So.
Go to Sean Schultz.
Hi, AZ. Sean Schultz with W Swish. I was just wondering, the city of Dallas, what are you looking forward to exploring the most? Museums, cafes, what kind of fun stuff?
Absolutely everything. I think my first stops will definitely be barbecue and Tex-Mex places. I love to eat. But I'm excited to have some time, like I said, to really just learn the city. I was here not too long ago, and everyone was talking about the stockyards, I think, right? So apparently I need to go visit that. Need to go get I'm wearing a pair of cowboy boots, but I need to get a hat. I really just want to embrace the culture, so I'm looking forward to everything.
Excellent. Good luck.
Thank you.
Time for a couple more. We'll go to Andrew Jones.
Thanks, Pam, as always. Andrew Jones of the League Network. AZ, your freshman year, you played against Jose Fernandez in South Florida, coming off the bench.
Bahamas. Yeah.
Have you reminded him about that performance there? And since Geico has a partnership now with the Wings, how did you like how your Geico commercial came out to be with you lifting weights and having that fun commercial that you did?
We actually haven't talked about that yet. We'll do that later. I'll have to do that later. But yeah, my partnership with Geico is amazing, and the way that that commercial turned out, I couldn't have been happier to include my family and just the messaging behind it. I was really proud of, so I'm super happy about that.
And Jose, how did you remember that whole contest and how competitive your team was, but dealing with AZ and facing up against them?
Yeah, she had a dagger three from late. It was a 2-possession game in the Bahamas, and we had beaten Syracuse and Oregon, and I think being in that moment helped us beat Stanford the next game after they were defending national champions. But yeah, she was the one that hurt us, Peyton, not Paige.
We'll go to Ilvin.
Hey, thanks, Pam. Hello, AZ. Welcome to Dallas. So you're joining a Wings team that averaged 42% in field goal percentage and ranked 11th in the WNBA. So let's be honest. If there was a shoot around, who's going to win? Who's going to win that shoot around? That shooting contest. Sorry, if there's a shooting contest, who's going to win that shooting contest?
Wait, what shooting contest?
With our team.
With our team.
Oh, I mean, like, obviously I have to answer and say myself, but I do think it'll be a very competitive game.
Nice, thanks.
We'll go. Last one on the Zoom is Ian.
Hi, AZ. Ian Bithune with the Yukon Weekly. More of well, congratulations on being picked by Dallas, but I wanted to ask you about your teammates one teammate being drafted, Sarah Williams, and also seeing Caroline get picked up on a training camp contract. How much that meant to you, because you guys have been best friends since 7th grade.
Yeah, I am super proud of both of them, super proud of Sarah. I think this is great opportunities for both of them. And when Caroline called me the other day and informed me that she got invited to their training camp, I was tearing up. She told me I couldn't cry because then she was going to cry, but I had tears in my eyes. I'm super proud of her. Having known her for so long, having gone through what we've gone through, seeing the behind the scenes of just everything she battles through and how incredible of a person she is, she deserves this more than anyone, just the opportunity to be there, to learn. And yeah, I'm so happy for them.
We'll go to last one for Rashad.
Okay. Thank God it's not loud. First one for Coach. Just talk about developing this roster and how camp's gonna go, and what do you look for AZ and for AZ. Your mom named you after Jennifer AZ. This also became a family affair. Just talk about having your family during this journey.
You want to go first?
I don't care. Okay.
Well, we got physicals on Friday and training camp starts on Sunday, so I'm really excited about the players that they got here really early, right? They've been here for over a week and a half, so I've really liked what I've seen so far in regards to the standards that we have set in voluntary workouts, and I think there's going to be a great carryover to Sunday on the expectations on how we prepare, how we do things, how we practice, how we communicate with one another. So I'm just looking forward to getting to Sunday.
And my family's support to me has meant everything throughout the years. They're the ones that introduced me to basketball, helped grow and develop me as a player, and then they went to every single game in college. So their support is incredible, and it didn't stop in college. They're here with me now, and so being able to share all these moments with them in college, the draft, transitioning to here, it's super special. And I know this is not the end, so I can't wait to see them in some Wings gear and at games in the future.
Thank you, guys. We're going to start for some photo ops. We'll start with you guys, and then we'll invite some folks on stage.
Wait, can I say one last thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to say thank you to everyone who set this up, like all the pink, everything. I feel very welcomed and loved, and thank you to the staff and the coaches and my teammates who came. I know you guys were busy figuring stuff out, working out, so thank you guys for taking the time out, coming and supporting me and making me feel welcome.